With the news dominated these days by the coronavirus and its effect on the economy, by the Tara Reade and Joe Biden sex scandal, and by the horrible story of a young black man chased down and killed by a father and son in Georgia, you may have missed an important story for any parent who has a son or daughter in college, or a son or daughter getting ready to go to college in a couple of years. Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos announced new regulations on how universities and colleges are to handle sexual assault and sexual harassment cases, giving the accused equal rights in defending themselves against the accusations. Now, you may be surprised that the federal government has to step in here. After all, equal rights for the accused are protected by the Constitution of the United States. However, the Constitution just covers how the courts have to handle criminal cases or civil cases, how the government has to handle them, not how colleges and universities handle sexual assault and sexual harassment allegations. That's been covered fairly recently by something called Title IX. That refers to Title IX of the Education Reform Act of 1972 that states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal assistance." Originally, we heard about Title IX the most when it came to college sports, because women athletes were then required to receive the same amount of scholarship money as male athletes. But the scope of Title IX widened in 2011 when the Obama administration issued new guidelines that required colleges and universities to ramp up investigations of sexual misconduct. At the time, college rape was horrifically underreported, and something had to be done, but the Obama administration went too far, threatening federal funding for any college that in handling these cases did not follow the preponderance of evidence standard. Now, for colleges, that meant that the administration just had to believe one side more than the other. Ironically, it was Vice President Joe Biden who was out in front for the Obama administration in 2011 promoting the new policy.
Rape is rape is rape. And the sooner universities make that clear, the sooner we'll begin to make progress on campuses.
Now, presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is facing sexual assault allegations, just like many men over the last decade on college campuses that were expelled or suspended because of such allegations, only to be later found not guilty in a court of law. The new guidelines announced by Secretary DeVos changed the standards from a predominance of evidence to a much stricter, clear and convincing evidence, the same standard that is used in criminal court. In other words, the claim starts with a presumption of innocence, not with a presumption of guilt. Joe Biden quickly released a statement on the new guidelines saying it's wrong and it will be put to a quick end in January of 2021, because as president, I'll be right where I've always been throughout my career, on the side of the survivor. That statement comes less than a week after he appeared on national TV to defend himself against the accusations of a survivor, former staffer Tara Reade.
She has a right to say whatever she wants to say, but I have a right to say, look at the facts, check it out, find out whether any of what she says is asserted or true.
In other words, he wants the accusations leveled against him to be judged by a higher standard than he is willing to allow for those accused on college campuses. The fact is that if Joe Biden was subjected to the same Title IX standards that he promoted during the Obama administration, he would have to give up his candidacy. Society needs to be consistent in these cases and give the accused and the accuser equal rights, and not be swayed by politics or gender or race, not be swayed by anything except the evidence. Which brings me to actress and Me Too activist Alyssa Milano, who famously sat in the gallery at a Senate confirmation hearing in staunch opposition to Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, who was defending himself against a sexual assault allegation. The actress was recently on Andy Cohen's radio show and tried to explain why she is now defending Joe Biden.
Even though we should believe women, and that is an important thing, and what that statement really means is, like, you know, for so long the go-to has been not to believe them. So really we have to sort of societally change that mindset to believing women, but that does not mean at the expense of not, giving men their due process.
It's worth pointing out now that Alyssa Milano ripped Betsy DeVos for implementing the exact same standard that she promoted 2 days ago. Sometimes the hypocrisy can give you whiplash. We cannot allow our laws, rules, or guidelines in government, business, or academics to change on a case-by-case basis depending on who's being accused. We need some thread of consistency in hopes that we're all treated equally. Whenever there's a question, we should let the Constitution be our guide. I'm Larry Mendte. Talk again soon.